Hello, fact finders. Today we're going to keep reading this book about penguins and see if we can come up with more facts for our poster. Remember, yesterday we came up with 3 facts, and you wrote 2 of them on your poster and put them in Seesaw. Today we're going to see if we can come up with any more facts. Let's make these facts a different color. Let's make them green. That way, when we write new facts today, we'll know which ones we came up with. Let's start by learning some new words, and you will need these words to help you understand the parts of the book that we're going to read today. The first word is equator. My turn. Equator. Your turn. The equator is this invisible line that runs through the middle of the world. And if we took the world and we made it into a ball, the equator would be all the way around the outside, kind of like if it were wearing a belt. That's the equator. Then our next word is North Pole. My turn. North Pole. Your turn. The North Pole is the very top of that. If we took the world and we made it into a ball, the very top is the North Pole. And it's very cold there and it snows. Island. My turn. Island. Your turn. An island is a little piece of land that is completely surrounded by ocean, by water. Coast. My turn. Coast. Your turn. Coast is the outside of the land where it meets the water. So, all along the outside of the island, right next to the water, is the coast. Iceberg. My turn. Iceberg. Your turn. An iceberg is like a big mountain of ice that lives in the middle of the ocean. And as you can see from the picture, there's a little bit that sticks up, then there's a big piece that sticks way down into the water. And I think those are all the words that we need to know for today. So let's go take a look at a page in our Penguin book. All right, so we have a new page. We have these big words. And remember from yesterday, those big words are called a heading. And the heading helps us decide what the whole page is going to be about. So the heading says, where are they? So this page is going to be about where are the penguins. The other thing we have that's helping us out is this graphic. We call this an illustration. And illustrations are pictures that help our brains organize information, just like when we draw pictures in math. This picture has a map on it with little penguins. So just by looking at it, I can see that penguins live in Australia, they live in Antarctica, they live in Africa, and they live in South America. So I have this illustration, and that's really helpful. And then I have a box right here. And this box has some definitions. And we just went over some definitions. A definition is what certain words mean. This box says equator, which we just learned about the equator. An imaginary line halfway between the north and south poles. It's like right down the middle. And the other word is coast. Coast is where the land meets the water. Learned about that one too. So this book, if you remember from yesterday, is a nonfiction book, which means it has facts in it. It's not a story. It doesn't have characters or setting. It has facts about penguins and some cool things to help us learn, like headings and definitions and illustrations. I'm going to read the text to you. I'm going to read the words. And while I'm reading, I want you to think, are there facts in the words in the text that I can add to my fact finders list. Right, here we go. All penguins live between the equator and the South Pole. Some live where it's very cold. Some live in warmer places like the coasts of Africa or Australia. Penguins live on islands, on coasts, and even on icebergs in the sea. They just need to be near water because they spend most of their lives in the water. I'm going to get out my handy dandy highlighter tool and let's do some highlighting. So all penguins live between the equator and the South Pole. Some live where it's very cold and some live in warmer places like the coasts of Africa. Let me erase what I wrote before. So this right here is the coast of Africa. This is Africa right here. And the coast of Australia. Penguins live on islands, coasts, and icebergs. And they need to be near water because they spend most of their lives in the water. Okay, let's remember those two facts. Let's remember that they live on islands, on coasts, and on icebergs, and that they spend most of their life in the water. I'm going to go back. Got to close my drawing tool. Go back over here just to review. So they live on islands, the coast, and on icebergs. So that's where the penguins live. Let's go over here to our list. So penguins live on islands, coasts, and icebergs. Penguins live in the water. All right, so we got two facts from that page. Penguins live on islands, coasts, and icebergs, and penguins live in the water. So I want you to pick one of those facts and write it down. Leave the screen of the video up. Go ahead and write out, copy mine, and write out this fact. If you have room on your poster from yesterday, you can add it to that. If not, go ahead and write it on another piece of paper. And when you're done, click the button and go over to Seesaw and take a picture of your paper. Okay? I really look forward to seeing your facts in Seesaw. Bye, friends.